In this video, I'm going to show you how to take answers from a Google form and put them into a word cloud and then use the word cloud in a classroom assignment. So the goal of using a Google form is to give quick insight into everyone's thinking. Everyone participates and is actively engaged. And the goal for using a word cloud is to generate conversation. So you get a glimpse into other people's ideas. You work on vocabulary development and you use the words in there as a prompt for student conversation, all of which is very supportive of all student learning, but specifically for your English language learners for academic conversation development. Once you've created a Google form, go ahead and share it with your students via email or by putting a shortened link up on the board. You'll know that students have submitted responses when you look at the editable version of the form and you can see how many responses have been submitted. Once a student has submitted a response on your form, Google automatically creates a spreadsheet to go along with it. It's titled the same thing that your form was titled, but it has the word responses after it, so you know the difference between the actual form and the responses. In order to get the responses into the word cloud, you need to select them. So I'm going to click at the top of the column where all the responses are. When I click on the B, that is the header for the column, all of my responses are selected, and then I'm going to press Control-C to copy them all. Now they're on my computer's clipboard and they're ready to be put into the word cloud. My favorite word cloud generator is Tagxedo because of its flexibility in shape and colors, but it's the most finicky as well. Working on computers, it works best on Internet Explorer, and you have to make sure that your Microsoft extension Silverlight is updated, and that seems to need updating every month or so. The most successful one the most consistent one I can use is abcya.com. If you just Google search abcya word cloud, this is the one that works on Chromebooks. Kids can use it, and it's always my backup in case Tagxedo is not working. I'm going to use Tagxedo today so I can show you the features of it. To get started, you just click on Start Now, and that'll take you into the platform. By default, Tagxedo shows you a word cloud all about Mother Earth. To load your own words in there, you need to click on Load, and then it asks you if you want to go to a web page or if you want to enter your own text. And in here you can either type your own text or you can paste anything that you've already copied. Since we've already copied our responses from our form, we want to paste them in this window. And you cannot right click in Tagxedo, you have to do Control-V for paste, and it tells you that right underneath in case you forget. I pasted them in. It looks like there's nothing there, but I noticed the scroll bar was all the way down at the bottom, so if I scroll up to the top, I see all my responses here. I can scroll down and see all of them in there, and then I'm going to press Submit. When I press Submit, it'll take a little while to load. You'll see on the bar at the bottom, and then my word cloud will change from Mother Earth into all of the words that my students submitted in the form. Here are a couple of features in Tagxedo that makes it my favorite. If you click on the arrow beside Theme, you can choose from different color schemes that you want to use. Black background, white background. I wish they would let you customize your colors. So I changed the colors. I can also click on the arrow beside Shape and I can choose a different shape. It takes a while to load again, and the loading bar is down below. It's going to change into an apple, and one of my favorite features is if I want to add my own image in. So when my students were doing a study of crayfish, I found an image of a crayfish and I used that as the outline for the word cloud, and it really just added a little scrapbooky touch to using the word cloud in class. So I'll keep it as an apple for now. One of the other things I like to do is change the orientation so that it's horizontal only, and that makes it a lot easier for students to read. So you'll see what that looks like, a lot cleaner that way. There's all kinds of things you can do with it, but those are the ones that I use the most frequently. Now I'm going to save my word cloud and use it in a Google Doc. So I press Save, and I'm going to save it as an image, as a JPEG, and I usually save it at the highest resolution, but you can play around with that if you need to for your computer. So I'll click there. And then I'm going to put it in my pictures library, and this is going to be called Tagxedo. save it so I know where it is. It's saving. And it wants you then to buy something. This is how they make their money. So I just X out there. And then I'm going to go find it and put it into a Google Doc. So my final step is to use the word cloud back with my students to show them their responses and to generate conversation from it. So I opened up a blank Google Doc and I'm going to insert an image, and I'm going to find my image in my pictures, and I just called it Tuxedo. There it is, open. It will load it and put it right into the Google Doc. And then you can share the document with students, or you could print it out and have a paper copy in front of them. So it loads it on there pretty big, so I'm just going to shrink it so it's a little more appropriate and center it. So there is our word cloud within our Google Doc. And underneath, I've just put a prompt in here for students to answer. Write a paragraph explaining what academic conversation should look like in their classroom. Use ideas from the class-generated word cloud as your source. So we had conversation, we submitted our answers into the Google form, and now we're going to individually analyze, and this can be my form of assessment. So you could do this with any topic, any subject, any classroom that you are involved in your work. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions.